I'm Bobby Mumbles, Shoe Tree Brewing, and this is Tales from the Mash. So today we're going to be talking about the one time that I forgot to check my back door for heat. So about, say, 6 years ago, was it Father's Day weekend? I had just started being a cellarman at the Ram Restaurant and Brewery in Tacoma, Washington. And it was the first weekend that they let me do the keg washing and some cellar work by myself at the brewery. And I was loading up the truck, because in Washington you could do self-distribution. So I was loading up the truck with some kegs to go drop off at the Lakewood location. And the Lakewood brewer had called me and asked if I can grab a keg of blonde or a keg of IPA for them, because they ran out at the Lakewood location. So I went to go sanitize all the filling stuff, and I went up to what they call fermentation vessels, and like an idiot, I went up to it thinking that I knew what I was doing and didn't check my back door for heat, and took off the main valve to the fermentation vessel. And instantaneously, the valve shot off, about hit me in the nuts, and beer started coming out at an alarming rate. I'm talking probably 10 gallons a minute, it felt like. I'm trying to stick my ass up against this thing to stop the beer from coming out, and it's just moving me. I tried to stick my head down there, and it just keeps whipping my head back. My eyes are all bloody. I'm soaking wet at this point. I'm panicking. I don't know what to do, because I don't know anything about the brewing industry at this point. And I'm trying to grab the valve and get it on there. It won't go on. It just keeps shooting off. I run over to the sink where we have all the parts, and I grab a big, huge brush, and I try to stick the brush in there. It just kicks right out, and I'm like, oh, fuck, we're screwed. This beer is coming out so quick, I can't stop it. And it's a big tank. It's a 60 barrel or a 30 barrel fermenter. I think it was a 60 barrel fermenter. And that shit just did not stop coming out. So I just take my hand like this, and all I could do is just cram it in there. And I got it in there up to about my wrist, and it stopped enough to where I can reach down, can't see shit, and I reach down and I grab the tri-clamp in the fucking gasket, and I'm like, you only got one chance. You got one chance, and beer's still coming out everywhere. And I remove my hand and slap that thing on there, and luckily I got that valve on there and got the tri-clamp on, and the beer finally stopped coming out. But it was about, at that point, probably a good, I want to say 15 barrels of beer that was all over the place. And it was like going out onto the road, because our warehouse was right on the main road, and I had the door open, and it was like a beer river. I mean, the whole warehouse from top to bottom was covered. I start panicking, I start crying a little bit and shit. I'm like, I'm fucked, dude. We're done. My first day on the job, and I just got fired. And I call up the legend, Jeff Seamster, and he's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I fucked up hard. And he's like, you're kidding me, right? And he lived in Puyallup, about 20 minutes away. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'll be right there. And he shows up, and I'm soaking wet. I got hops all over me. My eyes are bloodshot from hops in my eyes. And I'm trying to squeegee this shit to the other side of the brewery, to the floor drain. And he just shows up with his buddy, and they both have their cameras. And they're just recording me, laughing their asses off. And he's like, how in the hell did you do it? So I explained the situation to him, and the legend that he is, you know, helped me clean up the mess and stuff. And pretty much what saved my ass on that one was fighting instead of flying, because I could have easily have ran, but I stayed there and fought, and that's what kind of kept me at the Ram Restaurant and Brewery, was not running from the problem and letting the tank cavitate. And so it was a pain in the ass situation, but we got through it, and I learned a lot from that situation, to make sure you always check your back door for heat. Shout out to Dr. Beergood for, you know, saving my ass here at Shoe Tree one time as well. My dumb ass almost did the same thing over here on FV2, but Dr. Beergood was there to save the day, so thank you for that. And that pretty much wraps up that story. If you haven't seen Backdraft, make sure you go watch Backdraft. You'll understand the reference I'm speaking about. And make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below on anything that you want to talk about. You know, we're new to this, so anything that you see that you want to see, want to talk about, let us know. Make sure you check out shoetreebrewing.com for any merch, shirts, hats, socks, stickers, stuff like that. Check out drbeergood.com. Merch is coming soon, and we'll see you guys next time.